Now this abnormality that appeared at the start of day 16. It reminded me of a particularly bad superhero movie. So bad even one of the main actors hated it. Right. Started with the standard procedure, with agents moved around the place since yesterday, as some agents needed development in some areas more than others. As for what this more recent abnormality, I ordered an insight. Yeah, an insight. Yeah, sorry. I ordered an insight work on that one. See how it reacted. It's at this point we learn that the meat lantern is what this one is called. And it seemed that insight was the best one to use. So I kept using that one. And since there was a Green Dawn ordeal coming, I decided to keep the works done to a minimum. That way, there'd be more to fight the killer robots that would appear. Yeah. Not the first time I've been dealing with those. Although I did have to be careful, as the rifle that I equipped Paulinus It pierces, like the source of the weapon, and does not distinguish between ally and enemy. So, depending on your definition of friendly fire, it's either not friendly fire because it misses your allies, or it is friendly fire because it does hit them. Am I just talking garbage? Yeah, I probably am. Well, I sent as many combat-ready agents to deal with the Green Dawn robots. Because the sooner they were taken care of, the sooner we could get back to work. Which is what we did after all the agents were healed up in their main rooms. Yeah, the Crimson Noon. I know how these work. And I knew what to do now. Gather all combat-ready agents into the middle, and then send them all to where the circus freak that would appears. And then deal with the clowns when they appear. As for Paulinus, well, if there's a reduced risk of collateral damage, I'll find a use for him, is what I thought. Yeah, it's not just agents I have to worry about, it's the clerks. Go through a lot of clerks each day. Well, certainly over the last few days. Certainly over the last few weeks. Yeah, the harmony of the skin. As many are needed as possible to fight that. Gets over with and minimizes damage. I'd need that. As I certainly didn't need that. Then the clowns had turned up. Yeah. Oh, just remembered that the hunter was at risk of having the Quahoff counter at 0, and I know what happens when that happens. Which, well, it did happen today. Although, I was lucky that that shot didn't hit anyone. At least no one of consequence. Yeah, well, she wasn't too pleased that when she found out about the clerks. As she sounded like one of the few down here that actually cared about whether or not there was collateral damage. Although I would probably learn the truth later. Well, I'll tell you once it gets to that point, whether or not that is true. Gotta keep up some suspense. Anyway, no more deals. All that was left was train out the agents for what was on Day 17. Yeah, we're more than 30% of the way now. Just got a little less than 70% of the debriefing to go. Yeah, didn't think we'd get this far. Yeah, just a lot of Querhoff meltdowns to revert. That's about it. Well, where's one incident? But I'll tell you when we get to that bit. Yeah, I didn't bother to find out what, rather how the meat lantern behaves at this point. I wanted to try it a little differently. Unlock it all at once. Although there was no obvious suppress function. Yeah, had to look around for the meat lantern. At least before it did too much damage. I found it under the first stool abnormality. I knew it would be a mistake to use melee weapons on it. So I sent all available ranged combatants to suppress it. Well, except Paulinus. That'd be too much collateral damage to be acceptable. Well, we'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out how this one operates. Yeah, we'll find out how this one operated later. As it was towards the end of the day when all the research was put together all at once. Yeah, painful. Yeah, painful the one doing it, but I wanted to see if it was any better than doing it piece by piece. And anyway, it turned out that ranged all the way with suppressing the meat lantern was the way to go. And it looked like red damage did the most on it. If my observations weren't mistaken, well, we'd find out at the end of the day, wouldn't we? Well, that'll be towards the end of the day 16 part of the report. Yeah, I needed to promote a couple. That way, that should make Hold happy. Well, she could use something to make her happier. Now she seems to be a little unappreciative. Oh wait, I'm thinking of some of the others being unappreciative. She wanted to be more appreciated. As well as, well, try and help others. As for her efforts, well, you'll find out how effective, how effective they were. A lot sooner than you think. Oh, I'm sorry, sometimes I switch accents. Sorry if I'm being irritating. Let's just move on to the next important part. Then I learned that the meat lantern does not react well to a bad result, which meant I had to look around for the meat lantern all over again, and it was right next to the punishing bird. Yeah, I best avoid any works before dealing with the meat lantern. Well, meat lantern, a bit generic, but Reynold's lungfish probably sounds ridiculous. Well, it wasn't exactly the fragment of the universe breaching, where it fights back. And it wasn't like the Hunter, where there's no way to know where the shot would be aimed at. It could have just as easily... yeah. It could have easily... yeah. Words can't seem to come out. It could have... shot a corridor with an agent in it. As easily as it could be... a corridor with nothing in it. the ability of the hunter might be useful later. That's what I thought. Although it was an ability to use sparingly as too much and it could backfire. Yeah, I knew that much. I also knew I needed to replace some weapons before this day ended. was at this point I decided to uncover all that could be uncovered. A bad result, working too fast, that caused a breach. And insight's the best thing to use. And it turned out that red damage was the best. And there was a couple of heavy melee weapons and a couple of suits to make, which I did. And after that I learned the backstory of this abnormality. All that was left to do is make replacement weapons, and then end the day. See if the mission was accomplished. It was at this point Angela revealed that she was on to be whoever they were. Believing that distrusting her was distrusting the company. Well, after this, I had more of a reason to distrust her. Especially what she said. Towards the end. It was something that didn't have any place in any friendly conversation, or even a friendly warning. Hold was quite pleased with what I did. It was then that Angela came to visit Hold over a counseling program because she wanted it to stop immediately. This puzzled Hold. Apparently, she wasn't helping. And then talked about Tiffany yesterday. Tiffany said she was acting fine, but turned out that she is no longer with them. Or rather with us. Well, sanity isn't something you need to worry about when you're dead. And she killed herself. Turned out it wasn't the counseling she came to Hold. She didn't come to her for that. She came for the addictive drugs to keep people sane around here. Apparently handing out that candy, and also to Nejak. Yeah, the US had a problem with prescription drugs. And apparently Nejak wanted to spread the counseling program there. Yeah. And then she gave advice, Angela gave advice to her to keep a distance from employees. And that they'll do anything to get what they want. Any second thoughts about Angela not being a psychopath died there. Yeah, Hold appears to be the most compassionate of the AIs, although her compassion was exploited. By itself, compassion isn't a bad thing. As for the research proposal, I decided to have one that sped up the training. I mean, Angela's saying, or rather implying that compassion is weakness. That hints at her being a psychopath. Anyway, it was at this point I rearrange the agents to where I thought they'd be needed most. And also, I considered recruiting an agent with a good amount of prudence, but not a good amount of anything else. Because I wanted someone to work on the meat lantern and not do it too quickly, especially as the research on it was completed. Much as agents with level 1 fortitude, I put to work on 1.76 megahertz to train up justice. Well, after I decided who to get what as far as lob points were concerned, well, I issued out gear. Well, that wasn't much to do after handing out that bit. That which makes agents more effective at what they do. As for what this abnormality in the training department on day 17, yeah. Sometimes it all blurs together. Well, on day 17, we'll find out what this... Well, I already know. I just need to tell you that. Once we get to that. Trusting a psychopath is like trusting a shark in water, not to bite your hand off when it's bleeding. And Angela wanted me to trust her. As if it was that easy to give it away.